Hello, hello. Hello, hello. How are you? Sorry for the delay, but we're now on track, and we will begin right now. So thank you for your attention. All right. So before we get started, that QR code has a link to a website with all the links that we'll be referencing throughout this talk. So you don't have to take notes or anything. You can just scan that. And if you don't make it to scan it, then we'll provide it later. So my name is Aki. I'm with Lambda class. Thank you very much for coming. Welcome to the LambdaZk Hack Week. We're very excited to be here, to have you here. Excellent. Why are we here? I think that's a good question to start with. We wanted to gather you, researchers, builders, devs, smart people, people that want to hack on ZK technology. There are 130 of us to get in one place. What for? To have fun, to meet each other, to code, to celebrate applied science and engineering, which we consider our essence, and to advance the space as a whole. So, but mostly, really, it's just to code. We're here to code because we believe that all these things that I mentioned flow from the code. The main component of a working solution to a problem is our way of changing the world. So just code, no bullshit is not just a cool slogan, although it is very cool. Our main goal here is to reward teamwork, technical execution. So all the prizes from the projects that you will be presenting will have a technical review afterwards, and take into account that it's more important to have something that's correct and working than something that just makes grand promises and creates hype. God knows that we have enough of that already in this space. So be pragmatic and enjoy. We have 4 tracks or categories of projects that can be worked on. We'll go into more detail later, but you have machine learning applied to zero knowledge or vice versa. There's LambdaWorks, which is a library for general purpose tools that we created for cryptography and ZK. A whole category of apps and L1, L2 space that incorporate ZK. And finally, game development, which is one of the more exciting areas that's being opened up now and being enabled by ZK. Remember that in addition to hacking on code for this week, we'll also have many workshops and talks provided by the sponsors. So information on that is on the website. Again, reference the QR code and the links. Please register if you're interested in those. There's one almost at any given time going on. So take a look at what's being offered and sign up. Venue rules, simple. Food will be provided throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Those will be on floors 0 and 1, and then floors 3 and 4 are for hacking. So final word, in Argentina we have a saying, there are few of us and we know each other very well. It loses a bit in the translation, but the point is that news travels fast and in small groups, and both good and bad behavior is quickly noticed. So please behave and be excellent to each other. So how does all this work? We're here now what do we do? So we have a platform called Taikai. Again, reference the QR code. You will have to register there, create an account. We will send you an email. And once you register and you get that email and you choose your project, you will be assigned to that project. And on that platform, you will find information regarding the project, technical details, specs, the prize, etc. So any problem or questions after previewing that information, please come to us, the organizers, and we can clarify. There are 2 prize pools. There's a main track prize pool, and then there's a sponsored track. So again, information on that is on the website. I'm going quickly because we're a bit late. Remember, the full agenda is on the site. Right now, we're at the opening ceremony. After this, and a few words from our sponsors, we'll go straight into team formation. So I know a lot of you have come with a project or an idea in mind. Others have come to find out what you want to do. So that space after 1 p.m. will be about that. We'll separate. You can go to different booths, talk to the sponsors, talk to the people offering projects, find out what you want to work on and with whom. And after you have formed your teams and you register on the Taikai website, then we can move on to lunch at 2 p.m. We have a few by suite to get the fuel going, and then at 3 we start hacking. The first workshop is at 5 p.m. here. And with that, we move on to a few words from our sponsors. No? A stretch? No? Okay. So first, okay, in a few moments, we'll have a few words from our sponsors. So what can I say? Sorry? They're coming. Oh, next one. All right. So we would like to thank Only Dust, and I would like to present Greg.
Hello. It's always working. So you can see I have a little French accent, but it's okay. We'll go through this together. So what we do at Only Dust, it's very simple. We make open source unstoppable. Why? Because we all know that it's the best way to develop amazing technologies, period. But open source, how to say that? It's very, very hard. If you're a maintainer, you create your own open source project. It's very cool. You bring more people with you. You have contributors. And 1 month later, you are no more coding. And when you are a developer passionate about open source, when you can't code because you not have enough time, it's a problem. If you have grants for your project to pay your contributor, to pay yourself, you have to do a lot of paperwork, so it's very, very hard. And if you're a contributor and you want to help, sometimes you have to wait for like 1 week before having a response. You will work on an issue, but it's already closed or this kind of thing. So it's very, very hard to contribute to open source. And what we do at Only Dust, we help with that. For example, we have a platform, we have good projects like Verkel Trees on Ethereum. We are working with Vitalik on his roadmap. We are working with Starknet, for example, with Madara. I don't know if you know Abdel, but it's just totally, completely amazing. He's leading the open source stack at Starknet, working with LambdaZk too. We have a very cool project with Ref and Foundry. I don't know, it's led by Paradigm. So if you want to find amazing project, you just come on Only Dust. If you are a lead project or maintainer, it's very easy. You can create onboarding document in 1 click. You can create a good first issue. You can have more contributors. You can pay people. You can have grants without paperwork. So we are working on it, but right now it's pretty cool for projects and for contributors too. And I want to thank you, Fede. Fede is here. Fede is sleeping in the train. He's the CEO of LambdaZk. I don't know if you know him. Oh, it's Fede right now. He will talk after me. Okay. So I want to say one thing for this hackathon. It will be very hard. Do like Fede. Don't forget to sleep. Thank you very much.
Jingle? Fede. I would like to present Fede from LambdaZk.
Hey. Hello. I didn't even know that I was going to speak, so they just told me. I don't have much to say. I hope you have some fun. I love open source science on engineering, on the idea is to celebrate that, gather around. To be completely honest, we don't have a clear objective with this. It was more to have fun and celebrate this hard year of work and to meet cool people that have the same culture than us. And hopefully we can have fun, make friends, meet good companies and projects. On some of you that don't own a company or don't know how to do it might meet some interesting L1s, L2 applications or VCs that want to invest in you. So have fun, try to treat everyone with respect. We're here only to have fun, so thank you.
1 second, and we'll continue. Jingle, please.
Woo, woo, woo. I need some energy, please. Come on. Woo, woo, okay, that's what I'm expecting. So, can everyone hear me? Great. So let me introduce myself very briefly. I'm Louis. I'm the ecosystem at Starkware. So I've been in crypto for 7 years, at Starkware for 4. And you know, one of the things I love the most about crypto is this kind of event, like where you have a full room of smart people wanting to do cool things together. And so, as you know, Federico can explain it before. There is a video. It's not supposed to be like that, but it's fine. So one of the couple of important things I tend to say to new dev coming to the ecosystem, to StarkNet, overall in crypto in general, that as a dev, as an engineer, as a geek, you are in a good place. And the reason why is because crypto is a very nerdy place. And what nerdy people like to do the most is hang out among themselves and learn new things. And so one of a couple of things I can say about creating a cool project is that 80% of the success of your project is not actually what you build. It's not actually the project, the code, how beautiful the code base is, and how tightly aligned are the commit and the tests, unit tests were well written or so on. No. 80% is how you communicate about it. What story do you tell the world? And how do you make people care? And so no matter what you build this week, no matter what you're going to do, you need to understand that if people don't know about it, it doesn't exist. And so one advice I give to everyone I'm talking to when it comes to joining, learning about Cairo, learning about StarkNet, learning about ZK, Stark, whatever you want, name it, is whatever you do, feel free to write about it, post it on Twitter, and send it to people who cares about it. So there is a joke on the StarkNet ecosystem, which is, did you tweet? You should. And if you didn't, you should already. So now a very brief talk about what you can build this week and what will personally get me excited. And so StarkNet has a very thriving ecosystem of projects. We have Cairo, we have all the infrastructure around it, we have a lot of cool community-based projects that you can take on already today and start being cool things. So I'm going to name a few which also are here to represent themselves in the booth. I see there is Beerus. So anyone who is sort of interested in making trustlessness available everywhere on any device, this is who you need to talk to. Beerus is about light client verification in WASM, allows you to get trustless data across the network and across any device. So if you have any topic, you should talk to Paul Henry. Now, if you're interested in a gamer, you like to do game design, you dream about having like a trustless, unstoppable world. And so for those who don't care about it, you have to understand there is a whole, probably the most thriving dev community in whole crypto right now, diving into it. And the reason to do it is because there is a very famous episode of 9% Invisible about the death of word. And what people don't understand about the metaverse is a buzzword, doesn't mean anything. But there are people who actually live their life, their social life on the web. And 10 years ago, there was a story about this game that was run on some game production, like game studio somewhere. And after 10 years of running, there was still 1,500 people and 1,000 people who still connected every day because that's where their friends were. And all of a sudden, this game studio decided to shut down the servers. And you have the recording of their last day there, what they said to each other, how they felt about it. This is what the on-chain game the movement is about, trying to make that not happen, like making sure that if someone keeps still playing, they can still play forever. You also have, so Dojo is represented by Sylv, which is a very good-looking man over there, also the funniest man in crypto. I'm sorry, that's not a joke. There is also, finally, Madara, which is a knowledge infrastructure SDK based on Substrate, based on Polkadot's work to launch L3s. If you are into Rust, if you are into building performance, if you're into like autonomous contract, you want to compile that stuff to whatever you want, basically you can dive into it. And finally, overall, I'm going to finish about this. This is still a ZK place. StarkNet has this project led by a guy called Faithroid, called Garaga, that is writing a snark verifier in Cairo, which will allow you to verify Noir, verify circuit, and all sort of like pairing-based projects. So if you want to learn more about this, reach out to me. I'll be happy to help. If you have no idea, I'm here also. This is a place to have fun. Go crazy. I'm here. Have a great day.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Louis. I am very happy to present Diego Oliva from StarkNet.
Hello, everyone. Well, first of all, I want to give a big thanks and shout out to Lambda class for organizing this great event. So thank you very much for that, all the way from Argentina or many other places. But it's great to have such an event here. So that's very exciting. So thank you very much for that work, everyone, Fede and team. Thank you. Then what I thought would be good is to explain a bit what the foundation, the StartNet Foundation, is doing and what we're going to be doing in the future, so you get to know us better. So first, we have our main goals are, number one, growth of StartNet and our ecosystem. And what that means is that we want to be able to onboard as many developers, projects, teams to build on top of StartNet. And that is one of the main goals we have. That is a core goal we have, and it's very important to have a thriving ecosystem. And for StartNet to be as useful as it can be, we need the builders. And the foundation will be here to support that growth. And I'll get to the house in a second. Number two is decentralization, so which goes hand in hand with growth. So by bringing on board many engineers, many teams, and so forth, we want that all our tooling, infrastructure, applications, that the ecosystem we have is decentralized. So obviously that makes it more resilient, more useful, because you have many more dApps and builders building amazing stuff. It also makes it more transparent, more secure, et cetera, and obviously it's a core principle of blockchain. So decentralization is something that we also want to make sure that is happening on StartNet. So it's not only about building more, but also that more build more. So that's another important pillar of the purpose of the foundation. Number three is culture and principles of StartNet. And what I mean by that is right now we are still very early days of StartNet, and I believe that our culture and principles will be critical in the years to come and will be one of the fundamental ingredients of the winner, I think, in this space in the long term. And why I mean that is I think right now is a lot about the technology and the performance in the technology, and technology obviously is critical and at the core of what we do. But at some point, what is going to become very, very interesting is this project and different sort of way to run companies and technologies that is open source, decentralized, will mean that we'll be a team of teams, and a team of teams with different verticals, objectives, business models, drivers, et cetera, et cetera. So it means that for us to be a thriving ecosystem, we need to make sure that we're fully aligned in terms of what is the culture we want in our ecosystem, what are the principles we live and die for. And what I mean that is when we need to have a common understanding, even if we have very different points of view, characters, business models, that on principles we agree. So when we as a community need to make decisions about very hard decisions around speed versus security, or should we launch this now, or should we do more testing, or how do we prioritize X or Y feature, and so forth, that we have a way to agree, and when we disagree, we have an understanding on the principles. And I think that sounds a bit fluffy at the moment, but it will be critical, because as we grow and become thousands of teams of developers building, and we need to come together to make decisions, that we have that fundamental understanding of what we want to achieve together, I think is going to be very important, and that's what's going to be the winning ecosystem, the one that is able to work well together, definitely on the technical front, but also on the decision-making fronts. And for that, you need that to work on the culture and principles. And that, just to be clear, is not going to be the foundation saying, this is our culture and these are our principles, but we're going to try to facilitate that process and orchestrate that to make sure that we strengthen the culture that we currently have. So that's a very important point, especially long term. And fourth, and a point which is very related to the third one, is around governance, decision-making, and execution, which is linked to the culture and principles. So another thing that's going to be critical for us to win here, and I think we're all here to win, is our ability to make decisions in a decentralized manner. So governance is very important, that we do that and build that functionality, that ability as a team of teams, but ultimately is so we can execute faster and better than anybody else. And I think that how we do that, and at the moment we have very important committees, for example, in a community. So we have the onboarding committee, early adopter grants committee, we have the developer partnerships committee, we have the governance committee, and so on, and others that I know that we're also forming now, and all with community members. So this is a way where we can facilitate how do we make decisions in certain areas, bring the experts, the biggest brains in our community to help us define how we should do gaming, how we should do DeFi, how we should do governance overall, and facilitate that process will enable us to have the best execution out there. So this is high level what the foundation is here to do. And in practical level, what also this means to you is the following. So one is that ultimately we are here to support you in more tangible things, which is education and training. So you have, not only ourselves, so also in the community. Obviously, Louis just is, I think, a very important support for the community. But we also have Henri and his team, that if you know Henri as well from the developer advocacy team, that is fundamental in terms of creating education and documentation, explaining how things work for new people, but also for more advanced people. We will have the ability and the teams to connect you with the projects that are more interesting to you, people that are working on similar things, make that connection to make sure that you are more working in areas of interest, then also help you with connections to venture capital firms if you're raising funds. So all of that part, the foundation will be trying to facilitate as well. And we also have, at the moment, 1.2 billion tokens to give in grants, which can go from anything from onboarding engineers, early adopter grants, project grants, and bigger developer partnerships. So we also will be funding and are funding some of these projects. Also with the support of the community, and here we have a couple, obviously, Only Dust, I'm sure most of you know already, Node Guardians as well, that are doing great work on that front, and that there will be much more to come, and hand in hand with partners like Only Dust and Node Guardians and many others. So that is a way where we will be giving grants for builders to build, and that's an important component of it. And much more of that to come. And one thing I want to end is like with a practical use case, which is about Lambda class. So Lambda class joined StarkNet ecosystem a bit over a year ago. I think they started, the first project was around March, where we gave the first kind of grant for them to work on a project. They were really interested in CK, in the technology. So if you know them well, they're just builders by nature, so they don't need permission or support from anyone. They just build, as they say. Well, they just code. And well, they were starting to do that, interested in what we were doing on StarkNet, the technology we had. And from there, we then started to work more closely together. We had a developer partnership starting already in June last year, so basically a year ago. And today, Lambda class is one of our top ecosystem contributors. This is a critical part of what StarkNet is today. And as many of you have seen or heard, they were a main contributor to our latest release of Quantum Leap and Point 12 upgrade to our network, which increases our TPS performance of our network significantly, like a historical milestone of StarkNet. And that was, and Lambda class played a critical role. And why I say this is that this was only a year ago, and it was done with the support collaboration in many ways. So it was not about token grants, it was about technical support as well that we were giving. Obviously, Starkware has been very, very closely involved in that process. But what I encourage all of you is that this was only a little bit over a year ago. So what you will be hacking today or in the coming weeks and months could be that you could be the next Lambda class for next ETHCC in Paris. It's not that far-fetched, and it could be you doing that. So I would encourage all of you to have a lot of fun, but also be very ambitious in what you're trying to do and know that it's possible. You can build that, and that's what is amazing about the StarkNet and our ecosystem and our community. The builders that are here are quite amazing. And I will invite you also to, we have a mixer, if you can see the QR codes there. The StarkNet ecosystem mixer is on Wednesday there. There we will have the top builders on StarkNet. And I think I'll invite you there to go apply, go there, have a few drinks, get to know the top teams on StarkNet so that you learn from their experiences. They can guide you to the right people, share anything that could be helpful for your projects going forward. So join us over there to have more conversations with the top builders of StarkNet. So All the best. Have a lot of fun. Build great stuff. And see you hopefully on Wednesday.
Gracias, Diego, for those incredible words. I would like to present Chloe Wang from Fumbushi Capital.
Okay, sounds great. Is it working?
Yep. One more.
Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. Oh, perfect.
There we go.
All right, great. Hello, everyone. I'm Chloe. So I'm the Venture Portfolio and PR Director at Fumbushi Capital. And it's an absolute pleasure to welcome you all to the hackathon hosted by Lambda class. So thank you guys very much. And also, we're in this beautiful city of Paris and ready to immerse yourself for a 4 days journey of coding, innovating, and collaborating. So let me tell you a little bit more about Fumbushi Capital. As you can see, Fumbushi Capital is one of the first most active, sorry, the slide before, actually. Yeah, so we're the first and most active and most influential blockchain venture capitals founded back in 2015 with a mission to drive long-term sustainable and healthy growth of the global Web3 ecosystem. We're rooted in Asia, but we have a very global footprint. Next slide, please. Thank you. So over the years, we are proud to have built a strategic portfolio of long-term equity investments into leading teams across the blockchain ecosystem, as you can see with the different sectors here. Then second slide after. Yeah, perfect. So we also employ the same long-term venture approach for token investments to strategically partner with the best teams. As you can see under layer 1, we have a strong history and relationship with Ethereum. We actually started off with supporting the growth of Ethereum alongside Vitalik, who is a key advisor to Fumbushi Capital. And also Ethereum was one of our first earliest investment. So from an investment approach, we have supported multiple teams in the ZK field, such as Mina, who is also a sponsor here today, Aztec, Risk Zero, ZK Link, and more. Fumbushi Capital is research-driven, deeply technical, and we emphasize backing technical builders. And also, by the way, we're always on the lookout for technical researchers if anyone's interested. Second slide after. No, there's one slide missing, but that's fine. So also tomorrow at 12 p.m., our researcher Yuki will be hosting a workshop on trust minimized full consensus verification via ZK-like client topic. So be sure to join the workshop and discuss more in details with them. And also, before I conclude, I'd like to tease a little surprise. We've got some very cool merch coming on its way. So welcome to follow Fumbushi Capital's Twitter, and also just to receive it at the end of the event. I will be also at the venue every single day, so feel free to come talk to me anytime. I will be located on the first floor. So lastly, on behalf of the entire Fumbushi team, we're wishing you all best of luck and have fun hacking. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Chloe. Sorry about the clicker mix-up. All right, I would like to present Maria from Aztec. Did I get your name right? Welcome.
All right, so hey guys, I'm a protocol engineer at Aztec, and closer. And yeah, so we're building a ZK rollup. So it's a rollup where you can have both private state and public state, and you can execute on that. And to do that, we have a programming language called Noir, and that's what we want you guys to be working on this weekend. So you can work on stuff in the standard library if you want to, or some use cases we're really excited about are Web 2 like authentication flows. So like last week we did a hackathon internally and we got Touch ID verification working in a snark, which you can then use, well, whenever our rollup comes out, you can use that as an account abstraction flow. So we're pretty excited about people hacking on those kind of things. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. Yeah, happy hacking, guys.
Thank you, Maria. So up next is, all right, ready? I would like to welcome Regina Wang and Angu Memon.
Hello, everyone. My name is Regina, and I'm from O1 Labs.
My name is Angus, but in French you say Angu. And I'm here with Regina to tell you today about Snarky.js. So I think it's the next slide. I think you got a sneak peek of our slides earlier as well, so just forget that you saw them briefly earlier.
Yeah, so we're going to have a workshop today at 5 p.m. So please come. It's going to be great. We have a lot of people from the MENA team here in the audience. We have Florian over there, Christine, as well as ourselves, to really showcase what we're working on.
So yeah, at the workshop, we're going to tell you everything you need to know, including how to build ZK apps with Snarky.js. There'll be lots of other information there as well, including why I'm dressed as a pickle. So if you want to find out, you have to come to our workshop.
Oh, yeah. Wait, one more slide. Oh, there it is. Okay. We are...
Oh, yeah. So the prize is up for grabs. First prize, $1,400. Second prize, $1,000. And third prize, $800. And there's also a pool prize as well. So if you build something and you don't win one of the top prizes, you won't go away empty-handed. You just need to build something with Snarky.js. So yes, come and talk to us. We've got a booth upstairs, workshop, 5 p.m. Or just come and find us. Probably me, because I'm the most obvious. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, bye.
Thank you very much. All right, I would like to welcome Vlad Bochok from ZK Sync.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Really happy to see you all and really enjoy the vibe of Hackathon. My name is Vlad. I am blockchain security engineer at Meta Labs. Did a lot of protocol stuff before, so if you have any technical question about ZK Sync and protocol, feel free to catch me and ask questions. Yeah, so we're doing ZK Sync Era. It's a general purpose blockchain. You probably know about that. And it's even more, it's like ZK VM. So you can actually build contracts on Solidity or Viper. Just you can use already existing projects. But also, it's layer 2 that we try to experiment with things. So basically, we also try to focus on user experience, and we have a native account abstraction. So you don't really need to have a private key for account, but rather you can build your smart account. It can be multi-sig, or it can be Argent wallet, whatever you want. And yeah, and also we experiment with lots of things, so you can try to build on it. Next slide. No, previous one. Yeah, and so we have a couple of rough ideas what you can build on ZK Sync. It's mostly focused on layer 2 stuff and also for account abstraction. So the first opportunity is to build a customizable wallet. Basic idea is that you can validate wallet by your own rules, and you can just plug in different you can just customize it and say you want to have a time lock configuration for wallet, or you want to have multi-sig, or you want to have a session keys. Second opportunity is to build a governance on layer 2, but you can accumulate the voting on layer 2. It can be a DAO, and the idea is that you can just simply send the result of voting to layer 1 at the end of voting. And third opportunity is to build a paymaster, so accounts that can pay for DAO participants. So any DAO member can make transaction for free. And also, we have OpenTrack. So if you have any crazy ideas that you want to build on ZK Sync, it's more than welcome. And next slide. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Vlad. All right, I would like to welcome Stephen Lee from Risk Zero.
Hey everyone, I'm Steven from Risk Zero. We're excited to be at this hackathon, excited to see what people build. Some of our founders and engineers will be here over the next few days, so feel free to talk to them. When it comes to our bounties, really straightforward. $2,500, build cool things on Risk Zero. $1,000, build cool things on Risk Zero and Lambda class. For projects, a lot of this is actually completely new. We haven't announced most of this in public, but we have our base ZK VM. This lets you write any sort of ZK programs in Rust. No ZK DSL, nothing special, base Rust with Rust libraries. Additionally, we have continuations, so you can write huge, unlimited size ZK programs. Recently, someone ran the entire Linux operating system, really base version, on our ZK VM. We have EVM, we have WASM, we have anything that you have Rust interpreters for. Bonsai, we're announcing probably in this conference. It's really new. Right now on a 4090, RTX 4090, you get about 100,000 cycles a second. On Bonsai, you get 2.5 million. So the 25x improvements. We're really excited to see what people do with this, whether it's running ML inferencing models, anything crazy that you can think of. We ourselves don't even know, and we're excited to see what hackers can do with this. Next, we have Start to Snark. This enables you to do on-chain proof verification. You're taking your original Snark proof, wrapping it in a Groth 16 wrapper, bring this down to 1 kilobyte, you can post it on-chain, and we have our on-chain verifier, constant size, the usual thing. And finally, we have our ZK coprocessor. This is built on a Foundry template, and this connects to your ZK VM Bonsai with an Ethereum smart contract. So on Ethereum itself, you can call Bonsai, you can ask for a proof, and you can return it back. So it's kind of the same principle as Axiom, but here is off-chain compute. You can do your computation off-chain, have it be fully verified, and then we post the proof on-chain. So a lot of exciting stuff. We really don't even know what you can do with this, but we're excited to see people try it out. Here are a bunch of links to test things out. I'll be at the booth, and we'll have other people at the booth over the next few days. Cool.
Thank you, Steven. Please welcome Eraser from 7X.
You have the slides? Yeah, hi everyone. So I'm Eraser. I'm the founding partner of 7X Ventures. So I know we're here together with a lot of talented developers. They always say that the VCs are evil. They are on the opposite of developers, but we're here to prove that we're not evil. We're here to support you guys. And yeah, a brief history about ourselves. I don't want to go through the numbers. I just want to explain to you why we call 7X. It's not about our return. We already exceed 7X in our first fund, but it's because that I think we are based in Asia, but we have a lot of portfolios and supporters, and also you know, we are the investors of a lot of Western infrastructure deals. So basically, why we call 7X is that in an ancient Chinese saying that is Buddha walks every 7 steps. There's a lotus flower blooming at his feet. And in Western cultures, we have like God used 7 days to create the world, right? So we want to actually combine the two cultures together and really want to build something together and support people and projects. Another thing I want to say is that we see a lot of ZK related topics is a hot topic, and we see a lot of projects using ZK related technology to solve problems. But we do think that the most important thing that we need to solve right now is from the trust things that we really think that ZK can be the replacement for especially social and economy consensus, and can be the replacement for economic gaming. So people don't need to worry about all those different consensus, all those different staking and slash mechanisms, but to build our trust on pure math and pure proofs. So that's what we think that's the most important thing that the ZK can do. And last sentence I want to say is that we're really here to support. So basically, we want to find something that's really interesting. I think interesting is the most important word I can find right now to describe a project, because we see too many copycats. We see too many people just following others' routine, just following others' tracks. So we're here really want to see you talented developers can find something that's really different and really interesting. So we're here for the most interesting projects, and definitely we can invest and support. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Racer. All right. Please welcome Sam from Node Guardians.
Thank you. Okay, I get it. So it works a lot. Okay, that way. Wonderful. So yeah, nice meeting all of you. I'm Sam, the co-founder of Node Guardians and StarkNetCC and a few other initiatives. So what is Node Guardians? It's not exactly a play to earn. It's basically a role-playing game for experienced developers and security researchers to challenge their skills and contribute to the most meaningful projects out there. The way it works is pretty simple. You log in with your Web3 wallet or your GitHub, and you have to solve what we call quests. Quests are basically programming challenges that mimic, reproduce some real-world problems. You get to solve them. We have a pipeline which on-chain or through GitHub verifies if your code satisfies certain criteria. And based on what you ship, based on the efficiency of your code, you can develop your character and unlock real-life opportunities or meaningful things. So you solve stuff, you get these cellbound items. These cellbound items, you can use them to craft different pieces of equipment for a character. And let's say, if you have that sword, you can go to StarkNetCC even though the tickets are sold out, because you have completed some very complex, let's say, CTFs on the platform, so it unlocks some kind of opportunities in real life and much more stuff. These challenges exist in Solidity for now. We've been live for 6 months, but there's something pretty exciting coming up next week. We are going for Cairo 1. So there'll be about 30 hours of content, 20 to 30 hours of content that'll be live that caters to intermediate to senior developers. We really focus on that part of the spectrum. You'll be able to complete them and implement your own brainfuck VM or some cool stuff in Cairo 1, and the pipeline will be able to assess stuff, and you'll be able to craft some very cool items. So I encourage you to give it a shot, to come on Discord if you have any questions, and it is a community-driven project and a public good. We're sustainable because we run nodes to this day. We are the Node Guardians. And yeah, we have contributors from the Ethereum Foundation, ImmuneFi, Spirbit, and maybe the next one could be you, and we're looking to solve and launch a lot of cool features in the near future, like a sandbox and maybe some on-chain kind of game. But can't tell more about this. Thank you so much for your time, and yeah, have a great LambdaZk week.
Oh, thank you, Sam. All right, finally, Ingonyama was not able to be here, but we would like to mention them because if we were able to put this together, it's because of all of our sponsors. And not only them, but also our bronze sponsors, which include, well, Ingonyama, Herodotus, Giza, Ola, ABCDE. So thank all of them. And with that, I think we're done. We're ready. So we'll now proceed to team formation. You can go to the stands, talk, get together if you already know, if you know who you want to talk to. If not, we can help you find whoever you need to talk to. And then remember that at 2 p.m. we have lunch. Go forth and hack.